Okay, so Mark Cuban is not a Christian. I don't believe. He's not even a normal white. And I already knew this. Mark Cuban, you guys know him, right? I think you do. He's the owner of like the Dallas Mavericks basketball team. He was on that, he was slash is one of the 3 successful businessmen hosts or co-hosts or deciders, judges in that TV show Shark Tank with Kevin something and then Mark Cuban and then this black guy, I think. Kind of a hit and miss guy. Just a little quick background. When that Jewish white guy, old guy, Dennis, I blank on his name all the time, the former owner of the Clippers, got his team taken away from him for telling that female friend, V. Stiviano, in that TMZ leaked secret recording of him, illegal recording, I will have you know. It's illegal to secretly record a conversation in the state of California, I will have you know. But she got away with it. Telling Ms. V. Stiviano, don't hang out with blacks, you're making me look bad. Yeah, Donald Sterling, thank you, Big Bump. This guy, Mark Cuban, halfway sane, is like, I don't know if I really like this punishment of these people. It's a racism witch hunt. He didn't say that, but that's what it is. And then, like, Trump has made fun of him over the years for failures and being lame and stuff. So he had Trump derangement syndrome. Mark Cuban. And he's just this billionaire guy. I think he's a billionaire. A do-gooder, actually. He tries to make medicine more so-called affordable. Different prescription things, I think. Isn't that kind of nice? You know, these do-gooders trying to do good things. Sometimes they do more harm than good, but in the case of Mark Cuban, I can't say. Well, he's gone bashing Trump, and he's kind of a liberal, and he's not a Christian. He's been RTing, retweeting, reposting on X, his X account, Twitter, a bunch of anti-Semites. And he's all, I prefer Threads. Threads is the Meta, which is Facebook, Instagram, version of Twitter, which is Threads. It's a Twitter knockoff, X knockoff, Threads. Follow Jesse Lee Peterson on Threads and the Hake Report on Threads, by the way. I'm barely there, but JLP posts the biblical questions and some things there. And so Mark Cuban is doing what American Anchor Baby pointed out, is signal boosting. Signal boosting the anti-Semites who are mocking him for being Jewish, because turns out he's Jewish. Anchor Baby had someone yesterday, I think, on his show, either say or write, not to pay attention to evil or focus on evil. And I think that was an interesting statement. And there's some truth to it, I think. You don't want to... I report on a lot of evil stuff, so does JLP, so does Joel Friday, I think, and American Anchor Baby. We can report on a lot of evil things going on in the world. And you have to point out... I think you should point out evil and overcome it. But... at least from within. But you don't want to, like, dwell on it and be mad about it or, oh, proud, arrogant. I'm not like those people. So there's some truth to it. But this guy's retweeting this whole... I don't have a screenshot of his Twitter profile, but his whole profile is post after post about, oh, he's Jewish and Jewish people... this and that, they're liberals and stuff like that. I found out about it. I have a screenshot of Mark Cuban having a... Ramsey Paul posted this on X. Mark Cuban is having a meltdown on X. And he says, this is the post that triggered him. And he explains his paternal grandfather changed the surname from Chabanisky to Cuban after his family emigrated to Russia. See, back in the good old days, immigrants were smart. They changed their names to be more American names, more Anglo. more easy to pronounce names. The Chinese did it. Oftentimes, the Russians did it. Jewish people did it. I guess in this case, he was a Russian Jew. Do you see that in the folder there? I don't know if I put it in. Maybe I didn't. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, sure enough, I didn't. Okay, you're right. Hold on. I think that I have it somewhere here. Where would I have had it? Mark Cuban. Okay, sorry. Hassan. Putting it in there now. I had it in my folder, but I didn't drag it into this folder for Hassan. Mark Cuban. And he has a Ramsey Paul posted a screenshot. Sam Hyde, popular guy on YouTube and Twitter and elsewhere, and his own stuff. Wigger is his username. Not to be confused with the man whom Mays used to call that, but she stopped. Mark Cuban says, said 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I guess, let's do an AMA. AMA means ask me anything, fire away. So Sam Hyde's all, when you changed your name to sound less Jewish, what were some of the options you liked but didn't go with? Mark Cuban. Kevin Paraguay? Dave Honduras? Lou Dominican Republic? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Do you see that? Oh, you put it. Oh, were you able to show it? Oh, okay. Complicated business, folks. Complicated business. But I just read it to you. Because Mark Cuban, but he didn't change his name. It was his grandfather on his father's side. And his mother's was like a Romanian Jewish family too. Terrible. Mark Cuban is a mess. And he's overreacting to the people. Sam Hyde's very popular, right? So Sam Hyde sparked that. And Sam Hyde's, he's not really big on this Jewish thing. He just wanted to ask the question. A lot of people, I guess, didn't know that Mark Cuban is not Christian, but Jewish. Not like a normal white or whatever he is. He's not Cuban. He's not Italian necessarily, I don't think. I think he's part Romanian, part Russian, and part Jewish or whatever. And he's flipping out, retweeting all these posts. And somebody, Elijah Schaefer, who's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, said that Mark Cuban, I think it was Elijah Schaefer, slightly offensive, said that Mark Cuban is doing this. He's posting this all on his Twitter profile. And they're not even saying that stuff that's like that bad. It might be kind of, maybe like hateful. Maybe they're mad, or maybe they're mocking him. But it's just like, whatever. It's stuff that you would just ignore. But no, he doesn't want to ignore it. He's retweeting it. He's retweeting all kinds of trolls, Twitter trolls or ex-trolls. And then he's saying, I prefer, that's the difference between X, meaning Twitter, and Threads. Threads being the Meta, Facebook knockoff of Twitter, right? Still Gray said, nobody uses Threads, Mark. Still Gray is Ian Miles Cheong. Independent journalist type of a guy. Is Sam Hyde Jewish too? No. Is he? Maybe. But anyway, it doesn't really, a lot of the Jewish people are the most, also harshest Jew critics. Mark Cuban retweeting all this stuff. Elijah Schaefer suggested that he's doing that to go after X, go after Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is about free speech, or at least more for free speech than Mark Cuban is, apparently. And so he's really trying to hurt Twitter, because Twitter, X, they're trying to go after X with the advertisers and say X is anti-Semitic, which means Jew hater to them, right? Doesn't exist. Hatred exists, and Jew blaming exists, but it's all hatred. And Mark Cuban is not fighting hatred with love, because he's a liberal. He has no love. He's fighting hatred with signal boosting, focusing on the hatred. And some of this stuff that is just whatever. Terrible. So he doesn't really care. He's just trying to hurt Elon Musk and hurt X and be part of the mob of fear-mongering about anti-Semitism. And the people who fear-monger that stuff prompt more hatred. Because then you're hating the people who supposedly hate you, or at least criticize you, and sometimes they do hate you, and you're fighting hatred with hatred. Like the ADL, they're pretending like they fight hatred for good, or something like that. But they're hateful themselves. Hating haters is still hatred. That's why we don't fight racism or anti-Semitism or stuff. Because there's no such thing. And you're guilty of the same evil hatred as the people who you're retweeting tattle-tailing. Mark Cuban, what a little schoolgirl. And schoolgirls, most of them didn't do this, but some of them were tattle-tales, nerd alert, teacher's pet, tattletale. Teacher, this person called me whatever. And they didn't even necessarily name call. They just pointed out, oh, he's Jewish. Shameful. Isn't that called gossip? Which Baptists say is a sin? There can be gossip. There can be gossip amidst that. Yes, shout out to the schoolgirls. Indeed. Shout out to the tattle-tales. Don't hate the tattletale. I think that some of these people whom he's retweeted kind of fell into maybe falling into a trap. Because you fall into a trap when you get involved in this mess. You see a hateful person, don't try to correct a hateful person necessarily. Because they're liable to kill you or hurt you or attack you or call the government on you. You heard Joe from Phoenix warning Haig about this evil thing that the government is trying to do. AB something 350 or something like that. Extremism and terrorism fighting attack act. It's a trap. Yes, Danae. Yes. I've learned not to respond to some of the insanity that I see on X. Bookmark it. Hate the tattle, not the tail. No. Don't even hate the tattler. Don't hate the tattle or the tail. Yeah, these snitches. I disavow the stitches and the snitches. They're both wrong. They're both evil. It's true. Watch out for, and I think Sam Hyde is smart about how he goes about things, but do you think he does get banned on some stuff, or used to anyway? I mean, he did get kicked off. He was a talented, or is a talented kind of movie maker, video maker anyway. Funny. They call him a comedian. I must admit, I enjoy the chaos of X now and then, says Radulaser. Yeah. But don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in through the excitement of it. But just that's the update on Mark Cuban. He fell for the trap too. Hate gonna wind up on a terror watch list right behind Bin Laden. We wish you well, Mark Cuban. I noticed that a lot of these guys, Jewish people, they're like, they play good cop, bad cop. They're sometimes sensible, but they also have this mama spirit, which I guess it's everybody, but But that just totally describes Mark Cuban. No wonder he gets clowned by our greatest president, Donald J. Trump. Nice. Nice.